Welcome back to the Carolina Panthers franchise on Madden 21, guys. So after talking it over with my peeps in Discord, we decided that the best idea is to go ahead and sim the last two games of the season and wrap up season one. We decided that Christian McCaffrey was going to get benched. DJ Moore will be benched. Defense will still play, but we're going to just go ahead and end this season, man. It's been a struggle. We're 3-11 right now. We're taking on a Washington football team that's 6-7-1. Let's take a look at their stats real quick. Dwayne Haskins having a solid season, man. 3,152 yards, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He was sacked 40 times. On the ground, J.D. McKissic's leading the way, 221 carries, 719, 5 touchdowns. And you got Peyton Barber, 97 carries for 381 and 9 scores. Out wide, Delanie Walker leads the team in grabs with 61. He has 668 yards, 2 touchdowns. They traded for John Ross III. He's got 55 grabs for 610 and 3 scores. Scary Terry McLaurin, 45 catches, 609 yards, 5 scores. And Steven Sims, 43 catches, 738 yards, 8 touchdowns. McKissic has 260 yards through the air, and Jeremy Sprinkle has 122 yards and a touchdown. On the defensive side of the ball, Reuben Foster leads the way, 120 tackles. Then you got Thomas Davis Sr., the former Panther. He's got 90 tackles. Landon Collins, he has 84. Fabian Moreau has 76. Kyle Fuller with 70. Darby with 70. Aaron Colvin has 66. Chase Young in his rookie year, a monster, 54 tackles. And then Ryan Kerrigan has 44, and John Bostic has 42. Look at these sack numbers, yo. Chase Young is going to win Rookie of the Year. 11 and a half sacks in his first year in football in the NFL. You got Ryan Kerrigan. He's got 10 and a half sacks. Thomas Davis Sr., he's got 6.5. Foster has 2.5. Hamilton has 2.5. So does Jonathan Allen. Ioannidis, he's got a sack and a half. Collins has a sack. Darby and Hudson each have a sack. And then Jimmy Moreland has half a sack. In the turnover department, Reuben Foster leads the way. He's got 2 interceptions. Colvin has 2. Davis, Moreau, and Sean Davis, they each have 1. So on paper, this Washington football team is pretty good. They're a young squad. I'm expecting us to lose. Not even gonna front. So we do end up taking the loss. Final score 35-21. We outgained them on offense, which is crazy. Outrushed them by a lot. Outthrew them. What was the turnovers? 3 turnovers in this game. Wow. Let's take a look at the stats. Teddy, 114 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Will Grier came in, threw for 104 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the ground, McCaffrey had 13 carries for 73 yards. Davis, 12 carries for 31 yards. And Scarlett, 4 carries for 17 yards. I benched McCaffrey. I don't know why he was in the game. Out wide, Curtis Samuel had 5 catches for 86 yards. Ian Thomas, 8 grabs, 50 yards, 2 touchdowns. Roberts, 4 catches, 32 yards. McCaffrey had 2 catches for 24 and a touchdown. Robbie had 3 catches for 24. And then Mike Davis had 1 for 2 yards. On defense, Jeremy Chin led the way, 9 tackles. Shaq had 6. Trey had 6. So did J.C. Jackson. Derek Brown had 5. Sack department, Kawan Short had a sack. And that was it, man. So now we're 3-11. Or 3-12, excuse me. Teddy Bridgewater, dislocated knee. Oh, this season, yo. This season. I'm so happy it's over with, man. So we go into our last game. We're taking on division foe, the New Orleans Saints. They're 12-3, probably fighting for a playoff spot. We're 3-12, fighting for a top spot in the NFL draft. And somehow we walk away with the dub, 19-13 in overtime. What? And Breeze played? Come on, bruh. Will Grier, 164, 1 touchdown, and an interception. Mike Davis, 22 carries, 65 yards. McCaffrey, 5 carries for 20. Will Grier had 5 carries for 19 and a touchdown. Ian Thomas led the way, 6 grabs for 58 yards. Robbie had 4 catches for 50. Curtis had 2 catches for 34. Seth had 2 catches for 15 and a touch. And Kirkwood had 1 for 17. Dante Jackson led the way with 10 tackles. Shaq had 7. Derek Brown had 6. Eli and Trey had 5. Chin and Burris had 4. Kawan Short had 2 sacks. And then Eli and Trey had interceptions. Let's just check to make sure this didn't mess up us getting one of the top 2 picks. So the Giants finished 1-15. We finished 4-12. The Chargers finished 4-12. So we're going to get a top 3 pick in the draft. That's good to know. Somewhere either 2 or 3. So we finished the season 4-12. Probably going to end up with the 2nd or 3rd pick in the draft. Like I said before, man, this season was just extremely frustrating to play. I don't know if it was the sliders. I don't know if it was the team. I don't know if it was me. But it was just bad. We'll look at the stats. Going into it, I knew Teddy wasn't going to be our quarterback, man. I knew he just wasn't the right fit for what I like to run on offense. He threw for 3,618 yards, 20 touchdowns, but he had 37 interceptions, guys. 37. A lot of it with him had to do with the offensive line. He would drop back, and as soon as he would get set to throw, there were people in his face. He was getting hit as he was throwing. It just was an ugly year for Teddy. Will Greer, most of his stuff came in cleanup during the end of the season. 268, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. On the ground, Christian McCaffrey was everything and more for this team. 283 carries, 1,565 yards, 13 touchdowns. He had 1 fumble on the year, and that was against the Vikings. And that one hurt. That one made me so mad when he fumbled that ball. Mike Davis, 62 carries, 202, 2 scores. He's just not a good enough backup for us right now. I'm going to look for somebody who's more of a bruiser because McCaffrey can do it all. You know what I mean? He's got speed. He can run between the tackles. He can catch the ball. We need somebody who's going to be a bruiser. Bridgewater, again, 13 carries, 66 yards and a touchdown. 8 fumbles on the season, yo. That's crazy. Out wide, McCaffrey led the team, 87 catches, 771 yards, 5 touchdowns. DJ Moore, solid year, man. He was our go-to guy. 80 grabs, 1247, 7 touchdowns. Curtis Samuel with 55 catches for 699 and 3 scores. Robbie Anderson, a quiet 52 grabs for 581, 5 touchdowns. Ian Thomas was a surprise at tight end for me. 43 catches, 419, 2 scores. And Seth Roberts, 10 catches, 81 yards, and a touchdown. I love our receiving core. I like the group of Moore, Samuel, and Anderson. The problem is Curtis Samuel wants a lot of money to come back next year. And if we're going to get better, we're going to have to build through free agency. So going into the offseason, I have to look at his contract again. But I think it was like 3 years, 30 mils, something like that. That might just be a little bit too rich for our blood. To the offensive line, probably the most frustrating group on this team. Schofield gave up 8 sacks. Moton gave up 6. Greg Little gave up 5. John Miller gave up 5. Paredes gave up 4. And Okun gave up 4. It was ugly. Like I said before, every time Teddy would drop back, there was somebody in his face. That's 14, 19, 24, 32 sacks. That's just way too many sacks, man. On the defensive side of the ball, we were equally as terrible. But we did have some breakout players, man. Shaq Thompson. I said going in that I wanted him to be one of the best linebackers in the league. 116 tackles. He did a great job for us. Only problem with him, he can't cover. He is not great in coverage. Jeremy Chin, our rookie, he started off as a strong safety, but we bumped him down to outside linebacker. He finished with 99 tackles on the year with 13 tackles for loss. Corner Dante Jackson, third on the team, 79 tackles. Never good when your corner has that many tackles. Kind of disappointing, man. He only had 1 interception this season. Trey Boston had 63 tackles. J.C. Jackson, we picked him up right before the trade deadline. He had 61 tackles, no interceptions, which has me questioning bringing him in the first place. Tahir Whitehead, 48 tackles. We moved him inside. He had a solid year for us. Eli Apple, 46 tackles. He had 2 interceptions. We picked up Russell Douglas right before the trade deadline too, 41 tackles. He saw a lot of time at strong safety. Gross Matos, the rookie, 38 tackles. Derek Brown, our other rookie, he had 38 tackles. Kawan Short had 37. TJ Green, 36 tackles. Stephen Weatherly, 33 tackles. And Justin Burris had 30 tackles. QB pressure department, man, our defensive line was beat up for most of the year. But these guys stepped up big time. Stephen Weatherly led the team with 9.5 sacks. Itur Gross Matos, he had 9 sacks. Kawan Short had 8.5. Derek Brown, his rookie year, he had 5. Natrell Jamerson had 2. Thompson, Chin, Whitehead, Haynes, Obata, and Burns each had 1. Now, again, the beginning of the season, I said I wanted Burns and Gross Matos to be a 1-2 punch at defensive end. When Burns went down with the shoulder injury, it just changed the team drastically. We tried to find some people to step up in his place. Weatherly came in, had 9.5 sacks. But going into next season, I'm really looking for more of a rotation on our defensive line. I'm going to be bringing in some people who can get after the quarterback, who have great speed off the edge, who can bull rush up the middle. We need to retool that entire defense, because only having a few interceptions, man, it makes no sense. We have too much talent on the back half to only be having like 7 interceptions on the year. Eli led the way with 2. Shaq had 2. Dante Jackson had 1. Boston had 1. Jamerson had 1. And Green had 1. Honestly, I expected Dante to have at least 3 or 4. I thought bringing in, where's he at? I thought bringing in J.C. Jackson would help with that. But having somebody like J.C. Jackson not have any interceptions this year, it's just tough, man. That's not okay. For him to be a great man-to-man player and not having any interceptions, we got to fix that. We forced a handful of fumbles and recovered 3 of them. And I think we only had like maybe a couple touchdowns. Yeah, Shaq had a touchdown and TJ Green had a touchdown on defense. In the field goal department, Joey Slye might be one of the best kickers in the league right now. 21 of 21 on all his field goals. He was perfect. He missed 1 extra point this season. We have him signed for another 3 years. Strong leg, accurate. Glad he's on our team. Joseph Charlton, we punted the ball 26 times for just over 1,000 yards. He had 4 inside the 20 and 5 touchbacks. On kickoff return, Isaiah McKenzie, he had a couple moments where he showed flashes at the end of the year, but 46 returns for 1,058 yards. I was expecting a lot more with his speed and his change of direction. Same could be said in the punt game. 29 returns for just 145 yards. That's pretty bad. So we sim up to the Pro Bowl and see that it's going to be the Browns versus the Saints in Super Bowl 55. Let's check to see if we had any guys make the Pro Bowl this year. Christian McCaffrey, running back. Nice. That's 1. DJ Moore, wide receiver. That's 2. Nobody on the offensive line. Stop kidding. That should be it, right? Wow. Yep. So 2 players, our 2 best offensive players, make it to the Pro Bowl, Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore. So that does it for season 1, guys. Thank you so much for sticking it out with me, man. 4-12 is tough. I don't even think we did that with the Raiders franchise last year. But the future looks bright in Carolina. We got some moves to make. The first thing is definitely getting a quarterback, somebody who could come in and be a game changer for us at the QB position. We want to retool that defense. We want to rebuild the offensive line. If you missed it, go back and watch the bye week video. That explains everything that I'm looking to do and all the players that I'm looking at going into free agency and the draft class. So get ready, guys, because season 2 is coming quick. The off season is just going to be a video. I'm not going to live stream it, but it should be a fun one, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new. Don't forget to ring that bell, join the Noti Squad, and make sure you hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Facebook, Twitter, and IG. And come through and join the Discord fan for exclusive content. And we'll talk from the offseason. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.